when I took marketing classes, the main thing that my professor always told us was to think outside of the box. Whatever people are not doing, you go and do.
Wow. Never take advice from someone you wouldn't trade places with.
Absolutely not. They have limited belief in themselves. How can they have it from me?
Yeah.
What I'm doing is applying credit law. I guarantee my clients that if absolutely nothing comes off your credit report, you get your money back.
Wow.
Like digitally, I can reach anybody, anywhere. I'm talking women in Africa, women in New York. Like I could sell to everybody.
I had a home service business. One day I thought to myself, I want to make, let's just say $1 million in a year. And I started doing the math, like, okay, my average job, my money I spend in marketing, how many crews I need, how many trucks I need. And I'm like, dang, this is hard just to get $1 million. And then I'm like, I'm in the wrong business.
Yeah.
And the second I had that, I'm like, I need to go on an online business. Welcome back to another episode of the A-Listers Show, where we bring you movers and shakers, people doing interesting things, and today's episode is no different. Today I have with me Brianna Shehee, who is in business financing, credit, entrepreneur herself, and I'm super excited to dive in and learn more about it. So, Brianna, how you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. How are you?
I'm doing well, Drove down from where?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, cool.
Yes.
So I want to kick off the episode by asking you about what it is you've accomplished.
Okay.
And that way people will know why they should listen to you.
Okay. Accomplishments, look, not to sound so like I'm so accomplished, but I really am. So
Okay.
it's kind of difficult when you say, like, let's start with accomplishments, because my accomplishments may not be something that other people feel are, accomplishments. But I would say my most recent is not only scaling myself, but scaling one of my mentorship students to $30,000 in 30 days.
Let's go.
That's been a big accomplishment for me because it was something that I wasn't even expecting. I thought that we were going to do something a little lower, and to my surprise, that happened. So that was huge. Helping her get that win was super, super, super big. So that was a great accomplishment recently. Besides starting my credit repair mentorship, that's been amazing. Super big accomplishment. Outside of those things,
Those are huge. Yeah. Tell me about what it is you actually do.
So I do credit repair and funding. I have a company called Maximum Approval, where I own 100% by myself. I started that literally as my own first customer. I was in the beauty industry and I needed access to capital. I was trying to expand my beauty brand, so I thought. And I was like, hey, I really need some money to do this whole thing. And I went to go get approved for business funding. And that's when I realized my credit was awful. And I was not getting approved for anything. My credit was actually in the very low 500s. So that was an eye-opener for me because like most people, I didn't understand what credit was, what it was good for, what it wasn't, until I needed it. Once I needed something, then it was like, oh God, how do I fix this? What can I do? Went down this rabbit hole of really trying to find somebody to fix it for me so that I could pursue my business endeavors, and I just never found anybody. I paid everybody that I could. I never found anybody that actually succeeded in what they sold. It just never worked out. So I had to jump in head first and learn how to do it. I learned how to do it, did it for myself, did it for a few of my clients that I was servicing, and it birthed the whole thing on its own. It was pretty wild because this was never my intention, at all.
So you were growing this beauty brand. Tell me about the beauty brand first. I'm curious to know about that. What was that?
So that was awesome. I started the beauty brand when I was very young. So I was in college. I went to Cal State Northridge. While I was there, I was like, okay, what can I do to make money? Because otherwise, I'm not going to stay here.
Okay, so tell me about the beauty brand that you started that initially made you want to seek some funding.
Okay, so I started this beauty brand when I was in college at Cal State Northridge. I was simply having the time of my life, so to speak, and bills got very real in school. I wasn't one of those kids that had parents who had like, a college fund for me or anything like that. So I was really winging it. So first week of school, I was like, what can I do to get some money? And as I was sitting outside of the OVI library, because that was my little hangout spot, I was a nerd. I loved the library. I like read everything. So I would hang out there and I just got an epiphany. I saw girls walking everywhere, all over the campus. And I was like, okay, let me go make a flyer. Let me see if I can do their hair because that would get me money today. And I needed money today. So I went, got the flyers, I passed them out. No lie. I got someone that
Really?
same day. She was like, you can do it right now? I was like, I can do it right now. And I was like, come to my dorm. I did it out of the dorm. I got really, really popular, believe it or not. That's how I made my first $10,000 in a
Let's
month.
go.
Literally
In a month. Wow.
in the dorms. I wasn't going to classes
Mm.
because I was tired from doing hair. It got so big, I got kicked out.
Oh, shoot. Because your grades were slipping.
No. My grades were good. I got kicked out because I was literally, it turned into a hair salon
Wow.
in the dorm room.
And you aren't supposed to do that.
No, I had people waiting. Like
a
I had
line?
like a line.
Oh, my goodness.
And I was like literally playing beauty shop out of the dorm. So I had got caught a few times. I got a few warnings. And then they were like, okay, this is out of hand. You got to keep in mind, like it was my first, I was literally touching $10,000. So to touch that amount of money, you have to be doing super amount of clients.
Yeah.
I had people coming that were outside of the school.
Oh, wow.
So that's why it became a huge problem. Of course, I'm young. I'm not thinking it's such a big deal until people are driving from Los Angeles to Cal State Northridge to go get their hair done in the dorm. This is not a beauty shop. What are you doing? So I got caught and I got put out.
Shoot.
Yeah, I got put out, like literally put out. Like you can't stay here. And that was a turning point for me. Thank God I was really, really good with my money. So I had saved all of it. I was very frugal because, again, I didn't come from much. I didn't know how I was going to make it. Like, I didn't. And that's not, I know people say that, like, that get successful. They go back to those days and they be like, it was days I ain't ate. No, it didn't go that far. But it was times like that I really didn't understand where the next thing was coming from. I didn't know how I was going to stay next semester. So like I had real grown up problems. So I really needed to take care of it. So I think that motivated me because I looked around and I'm just like, what can I do like now? Like, what can I do? And that took off. So it wasn't necessarily like I always had this passion to do it. It just hit for me. They put me out. I have maybe about $30,000. I take the $30,000 and I find a space, like a retail space in Lawndale, California. I ran into this cute little French style boutique looking type of building and I fell in love with it. I convinced the owner to lease it to me. I wasn't even 21.
Wow.
And he was like, girl, bye. Like, he was like, I am not leasing you this building. You ain't even 21. I got kids older than you that I wouldn't lease the building to. So I was very persistent. I like locked the door. I'm like, yeah, we got to figure this out. Like, you'll understand. Like, I'm not.
You literally locked.
No, I locked his office door. I was like, we working this out because I have no other option. You know, you've made way for your children. So it's easy for you to say, oh, I wouldn't leave this to my kid. Yeah, I come from nothing. I got to figure it out. Like, I don't have tomorrow. I got today. And so when we had like that conversation, I was like, you can literally have every dollar. I'm going to figure it out. And he was like, well, if I take all of your money out of your savings, because of course I have to come up with, this is a commercial space. This is not an apartment. So, you know, the deposit plus he wants 4 months up front and this and that, like it was so much stuff, the build out. He even told me, he's like, if you spend all of your money getting the space, what do you have to create the salon? You're going to need plumbing. You're going to need that. Like he started to list it and I told him, don't worry about that. You get me the space and I'll worry about the rest. And that's exactly what I did. I got in there. We were like doing hair out of the bathroom. It was wild because I didn't have the money to like do the plumbing. To do the plumbing was like 10 grand. So I literally had to go in there, hustle, make the money. Then I invested and I created the salon that, I needed to have to sustain my clients. I grew the business while still staying in college. So I went to my classes. That's when I take my classes seriously because now I have a business for real. So now I shift my focus in school because
So you went back to school?
I was still in school. I never left.
Oh.
So I slipped on my grades as far as like I wasn't getting straight A's
Well,
anymore.
but they kicked you out of the dorm.
They kicked me out of the dorm, not out of the school. Yeah, no, you just can't live here.
Okay.
They couldn't kick me out of class. I hadn't done anything for that. But I got kicked out of the dorm. And so I took the money. At this time, I don't know if you guys are aware, but Craigslist, super popular back then when I was in college. And you could go in there and find rooms for rent. You could find apartments. You could find, basically, they had a section for like rentals. So I went on there and I'm like, let me find a spot to crash for a second while I figure it out. Got a spot to crash, open up the salon. The salon booms. Within the first month, I go get a luxury apartment now. I don't got to just crash somewhere anymore because I really had that drive. Like, I had to get it done. Like, I did not have options to lose. Like, I didn't have it. So I think that was the push, and that was my only vehicle. I wasn't thinking I'm a businesswoman. I was kind of like, wow, I took a chance and it just worked out for me kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you rented the space
Mhm.
and it was just like a bare space with like
Bare
nothing in it?
space, nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
And how did people find out about you?
So I did a lot of advertising. I went to local events. I did literally like guerrilla marketing. Like, we're talking no Instagram, no Facebook ads. We talking passing out flyers, like walking up to strangers like, "Hey, my name is Brianna." I was very creative with my marketing. So instead of a flyer, for example, this is something that I really would do. And if you're a hairstylist and you don't have clients, you really should do this. Instead of a flyer, I made it a gift card. So what I did was, because I couldn't afford to like go get the pretty actual gift cards, like those are thousands of dollars, by the way, to create those for your, just to be giving them out. No. However, flyers in a box at Staples, $65. So what I would do is I would have one half of the side as like a gift card with my picture, and it would say $65 gift card. It would be something like lucrative that you did not want to lose. I would have an expiration and I would leave it blank so that I could write it in, because whatever day I was passing them out, I would have it expire within like 10 days. So I would walk up to different ladies and instead of giving you a flyer, I would say, "Hey, can I give you a gift card? You can actually use this towards the service.
Like
It's
that.
$65 off. It's this." So I even packaged them up. I started to get really savvy with the marketing to where I went from the $65 gift cards to the $100 gift cards. And people thought I was crazy, but in business marketing classes that I would take, they would say, like, think outside of the box. And no one knows the price until you tell them, because there was no digital space like Instagram, Facebook. There was nothing for you to go and click and things like that. So because you're doing this marketing face to face, it's like you really could kind of like pivot off of that. If you give them $100 gift card, sell them on a service that's $300. Something that is very beneficial to them. Not only do you get the $200, but you now gain a client, because if you're good at it, they're gonna return.
Yeah.
So those worked crazy. When I tell you, I handed out those gift cards all over the place. All over the place. I mean, I went Redondo Beach. I did Gardena. I did every mall you could think of, Century City, Beverly Hills. Like, I hit everywhere, all over LA, until I was booked and busy. If I ever had time available, I would hit those gift cards and pass them out.
Wow.
So I really like came up.
So did you have some kind of terms so they couldn't just come in and get $100 service for free, or?
So I would have it towards a certain service. Basically, like the only thing I was willing to do to give away for free was blowouts. Blowouts because they were very quick and very easy. They would take me like an hour. The reason why I would prefer to give those away for free is because you really could get the feel and you never wanted to like leave me. When you came into my presence, I would give you a full experience to where you like, you know what? Every time I go out, I gotta go sit in her chair and do this. And also content. Back then, it wasn't content. It was basically like showcasing your work or having digital photos available to show people in real time. Like, this is my actual work. This is what it looks like. So when I would do free services, I was able to control the style. So I would do a popular style that I knew would sell. Forget what you like. I'm doing what's going to sell.
Okay. But then the hope would be that you would sell someone on like, $300 service.
Absolutely.
Okay. And you got to be good at sales for that.
Absolutely.
That's probably where you learned how to be good at sales.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That is where I got my start. So I feel like the experience that I got in the beauty industry, because I tapped into so many different parts of it. Not only was I an actual hairstylist, which is the service provider part, I then elevated to celebrity hairstylist, where I got crazy money to come onto sets and to do hair. I've done TV shows. I've done large magazines. I'm talking the biggest magazines like Vogue. I'm sure you've heard of Vogue magazine.
Yes.
I've done a few women in those features, in those campaigns. Like, I have actual credits. If you've heard of Alexander Wang, the designer, I've done his Met Gala on 2 of his different artists that he's brought out. I've actually stayed at his penthouse before in New York. So I was very accomplished in beauty. I felt like I could go anywhere and do anything. I started to tap into my sales in deeper form as far as e-commerce. So I tapped into e-commerce in 2012.
Wow.
I launched my hair extension line in 2012. I did it online. I had a huge launch at Microsoft in Century City. It was big. I literally shut the computer store down. I put hair everywhere, but I put the website on each computer, and I invited all of my clients to come out to do the launch. Often people in business had kept telling me it was a stupid idea to do the launch at Microsoft, when they kept saying, you have a hair salon, you should do the launch for the extensions at the hair salon. I say, you guys don't understand. It's not the inside of the salon. It's e-commerce. And when I would say e-commerce, they looked at me crazy. They were like, what is she talking about? Put it in the store, have it in the store, because it's the shop. And I'm like, you guys don't get, like, digitally, I can reach anybody anywhere. I'm talking women in Africa, women in New York. Like, I could sell to everybody. And they thought I was crazy. So I was like, okay, whatever. I'll go this route. I started to study advertising. I started to study budgets, what I needed to put aside so that I could spend per day, because sometimes we think in advertising, you just make all this money. You have to spend before you make. So I started to learn those different type of things. And I started to take that serious. I scaled that business. It got to phenomenal numbers, like numbers that I couldn't believe. So once I did that with hair, I was like, okay, this is going to be my pivot, and I can focus on my e-commerce business, and I could focus on generating those sales. We focus everything around that instead of the actual service providing, because that was physical labor. It was standing up on my feet. It was hours and hours and hours. Like, once I started to realize what it was doing to my body, I didn't like that. So I was like, let's kind of like use your brain. Let's backpack and let's give this thing a shot on the internet, and let's see what happens. And that was like, cha-ching, literally.
I had a similar story. So I had a home service business, and like one day I thought to myself, well, I want to make, let's just say $1 million in a year. And I started doing the math, like, okay, my average job, my money I spend in marketing, how many crews I need, how many trucks I need. And I'm like, dang, this is hard just to get $1 million. And then I'm like, I'm in the wrong business.
Yeah.
And the second I had that, I'm like, I need to go on an online business. So when you made that transition to the online business, what happened to your brick and mortar business?
I kept it. So because I was always scared to let it go, because it was for sure money. This internet thing was new.
Right.
And then I had everybody doubting me, like, to be honest.
How did that affect what you were doing?
It didn't affect me so much as it would affect somebody else. Somebody else would have quit because it was too much doubt. It was people telling me literally, like, for some reason, the people that I know that where I come from, for real, it's like, this stuff is not real. This is something you playing, you in fairy tale land. Like, what are you doing? You know, like, it's not real. It's not believable. It's not. So when they're not familiar with it, and it happens to be people that you can't change out, because we always talk about, like, you know, getting new friends when you elevate and when you go places, but sometimes there are people in your life who you can't change out.
Like family.
Yeah. You can't switch that out.
Yeah.
You can't switch out siblings. You can't switch out parents. You can't switch out, there's no such thing. So I had to learn how to just isolate myself, because I knew that if I didn't, I would become the people that was doubting.
Yeah.
And I didn't want their life, respectfully. Like, you know, no pun intended, I didn't want their life. It was always that. And the people that I would meet, honestly, that were insightful or like positive about it, they had things that I would trade for. So I took note of that. I noticed that people that I would really trade bank accounts with give me great advice. Whenever I think this is awful or this is bad, they think it's brilliant. And they bring me back to like where I'm supposed to be. So I always notice that. And then people that I would never, they have the worst advice. They have the worst advice. So I'm just like, you know what? You just got to take it with a grain of salt. You got to trust yourself and move in that.
Never take advice from someone you wouldn't trade places with.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. In no way, shape, or form, because it just doesn't work out that way. They have limited belief in themselves. How can they have it from me?
Yeah. So tell me a little more about, let's kind of flip the story of the beauty salon. So,
Okay.
So what happened with the beauty salon? You decided to start going into e-commerce, and you had this launch.
Yes.
So are you still running? Did you eventually pivot from the brick and mortar, or what?
So, yes. So I have the brick and mortar. Online is doing amazing. We then decide to scale because things are going so great. I'm crushing it. I'm killing it. Scaling is not for the weak. Everybody has to be on one accord for scaling. Not everybody is prepared to scale. This I found out at the worst time. We decide to scale. I get this budget together. Now, mind you, this is cash money because I'm used to this. I make a lot of money now. It's okay. I've saved a lot. I'm good financially. So I've become used to spending my own money. I don't have credit. There's no such thing for me. And I'm not worried about it because it's not a problem for me yet. So as I'm moving about, we decide we're going to go ahead and scale. And by we, meaning the guy that I hired to do my ads for my Facebook. We got the site set up. It's going amazing. We've been testing different ad copies. Things are great. We decide we're going to scale. We're going to try and double up everything for the month. And guess what? I get an inventory issue.
Oh, no.
So my hair extensions, every time, let's say this, I would always purchase hair extensions 200-300 pieces at a time, which is a lot. It's about 2 to 3 kilos because you buy hair in kilos. That's 100 pieces per kilo. So I would buy 2 to 300 normal, but because we're scaling, now I need to buy 1,000.
Oh, shit.
Now they have an issue because they don't want to tell me that we can't provide 1,000. So instead of telling me, they send me what they can and they outsource the rest from wherever. Now we have a quality issue. I spent more than what I've ever spent in life. And now we have a quality issue. These type of things can wipe a business out that is not reliant upon funding. I was reliant upon my own cash flow, upon my own money. So it's my own money that was at risk and it was gone. So it was like, what the fuck? Like, I literally had to just stop. I had to just stop because I invested so much money in the inventory. I invested so much on ad spend. I invested so much on email marketing. I invested so much on, I'm talking ridiculous. And now we have an issue with the actual product.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. That opened my eyes up about the business model that I had. So I was like, okay, in my mind, let's go to the bank because I've made so much money. They've held so much of my money. They're going to give me a loan and I'm going to get out of this situation. I'll be able to go outsource more hair extensions and I'll fulfill the orders and we'll, move forward as possible. I go to the bank, I try to apply, I get denied. I am so confused because, again, I tell them, pull my checking account. See how much money I done ran through here. Are you crazy to deny me? I was so offended because I was just like, there's no way that this person, or this person adds up to what I've ran through here in 30 days. And you get to hold it and keep it and do away. Like, this doesn't make sense. So they're not going to give me the loan. Now I have to go back. Guerrilla marketing goes into effect. I open up the salon 24 hours because I have to make back all of this money that I just
open
lost.
up the salon 24 hours.
24 hours. So instead of having business hours of 10 to 7, we're now 24 hours. Whatever time you want to come get your hair done, you can come.
People wanted that?
Absolutely. People was coming at 2, 3, 4. Like, I swear.
Why? Like LA, I guess.
Because they just was like, they didn't even think it was real. We put advertisements out specifically for that. You have to think. When I took marketing classes, the main thing that my professor always told us was to think outside of the box. Whatever people are not doing, you go and do.
Wow.
There's no hair salon that's saying they're 24 hours and you can come get your hair weave done at 3 o'clock in the morning. None at all. So I literally put the ad out.
Wow.
You can get your install done at 2 a.m. You can get it done at 3. Facebook, Craigslist, we put them everywhere.
Oh my God.
Didn't matter because those were guaranteed.
Were they like
turnaround.
after the bars or were they before work?
They was all the time. We didn't care. Whatever time you want to come.
Did you live there?
For 1 second, yeah. Because I had to.
Yeah.
I literally was like there 24/7.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
were you the main one doing the work?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had developed this brand style. Remember, I take pictures a certain way. I do hairstyles a certain way to have a brand tone. Now people want to come for that specific look.
Did you charge more overnight, like middle of the night, like off hours?
No, because my ticket was kind of up there. So when I would pair you with the hair extensions, you were spending $1,000. If you got hair extensions and a sew-in, easy, $1,000 out the gate.
Wow.
So it was worth it. It just was hard to scale it because if I have to physically put it in,
then you're trading
I'm
time for money.
Exactly. That's not how that, At some point, that's going to become a problem. Now, I did recoup my money very quickly. Now, once I got my money back, we shut that down. No more 24-hour hair shop. Once I got my money back that I had lost, I was like, oh, yeah, this shit's over. Good while it lasted. But we shut it down and we were just regular business hours then. And then I moved forward. I go ahead, I find a new vendor. Things are amazing. And we're going to go try this scaling thing one more time.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to give it one more shot. I'm not going to punk out. I'm going to do it again. I go to Wells Fargo. I hate that bank. I go to the bank and I send the wire. You have to send the wire for the inventory. This is not, they don't take credit card and no. You're going to send a wire. I send a wire for $45,000.
Holy moly.
Yes. At the time, nobody knows, but wires typically take about 4 or 5 days for them to hit. 4 to 5 days go by, the wire doesn't hit. They're asking me, hey, what's going on? I call the bank, hey, what's going on? They're like, oh, it just, give it maybe 14 days because it's international.
14 days?
Yeah, this is what they say. So we wait the 14 days, still nothing. They're like, now they're looking at me crazy because they're like, did you send it or did you not? Are you lying? We provide them with all of these codes. Wells Fargo can't find the issue. The wire is now lost, is what they tell me. So I go to the bank, they sit me down. They come to the back, sit down. Sit down. I'm thinking, they're going to find it and they're going to fix it. The banker comes back and she says, unfortunately, it's lost. So what do you mean it's lost?
The fuck?
Thank you.
Excuse me.
$45,000. What do you mean it's lost? Miss Lady, I don't understand. What do you mean it's lost? She was like, I don't know how to tell you, but what we're going to do, because I had the papers. I had everything where I did the wire. This is my bank. I bank here. You pulled it out of the checking account to send it. You can't say it's lost. You have a record of it. So you telling me it's lost doesn't make sense. She said, I know, I'm so sorry. But what I'm saying is the wire got lost in transition. How? Sway, you not sending the money. What are you talking about? You act like you're physically carrying the money and somehow it just got lost.
No, there's a record.
No, ma'am. So she then says, well, unfortunately, we have to open up an investigation. That takes 45 days. Wow. I just hustled all of this money from 24-hour hair salon and going all the way. I'm not doing all this hustling no more. Like all this staying up all night and driving myself crazy, that takes a toll on you. I'm not doing that again. And now I'm in position because I'm vulnerable. I'm emotionally attached to the money because I don't have another 45 grand laying around. This is not that type of timing. And now you guys have informed me it's going to be 45 days. Had to woosah. And then once I collected myself, the police had to come. And then I collected myself.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, but I want to know. I got to know. I got to be up, play the scene out for me. You got to play the scene out real quick.
They had to call the law because when you tell me that you lost 45 grand, I'm going to need you to show it sometime. Well, that's the only way to get me out the building.
That's understandable.
So, yes, they had to call 911 to remove me from the place. I get removed from the place. That's why I tell people all the time, I've been kicked out of better places. I'm okay with being kicked out, okay? So I get removed from the premises. I'm like, well, I need to file something with the police and this and that because they stole my money. At this point, you stole it.
They did.
I don't care.
100%.
So we acted a fool there. We closed that situation down. Maybe like a week later, the person investigating the claim calls me and says, Ms. Shehee, I found the issue. He says the digits on the SWIFT code, I don't even know what that is. He said the digits on the SWIFT code were wrong. Gosh. So whoever
from them or like
from them, it was their fault.
Oh my God!
They entered the SWIFT code because I asked
the recipient or the bank.
No, the bank. Oh. So I asked the bank. I said, "Well, who would give you a SWIFT code?" They said, "Well, the whoever filled out the form to do the wire, they entered the SWIFT code because I don't know what that is. What is that?" So the banker ended up putting the digits in wrong. And so the wire was then lost because now where we're looking for it to hit, it's not hitting. And you sent it to some imaginary place. And they have to go ahead and open up an investigation to actually see. And they kept saying like a forensic person has to look at it to see what happened here because that is the only way we can figure this out. And sure enough, he figured it out. He's like, the SWIFT code is wrong. We'll undo it and then resend. At this time, it's too late. I've blown it. That is not how this whole thing works. We had orders that we didn't fulfill because they wouldn't ship the inventory. This is over. I was so pissed off. I was just like, run me my money back. This ain't gonna work. Now, it's still heavy on my mind about how I have all of access to all of this cash. My business is doing so well, but I have no credit. So now I go down that rabbit hole. I have to fix this. This is a big deal because I damn near went to jail because I'm so emotionally attached to this money. I don't need to be emotionally attached to money like that to where I'm willing to risk my freedom. That is crazy because go to jail was an option for me that day that I would have gladly taken because I was concerned about how do you just take my money and this is a lot of money to deal with. So I then shifted my focus. If this is a lot of money to you, we're going to change this. Never do you ever do a business deal and you put up 45 grand and it's your only 45. This is not how we're going to operate. We're going to change this whole thing up. So whatever we need to learn about personal and business credit, let's get to it. Class is now in session. literally.
And that's when everything clicked for you.
Yes.
And you started to dive deep into credit and
I
finance.
dived deep. I'm talking deep. I'm talking no dinners, no music. Like, I literally disciplined myself to no end. You don't have 12 months to fix this. You got to fix this now. You want to get back to life. You want to have like all of these nice things. You want to be able to go out and shop and do all of those things. You got big girl stuff to handle. Until you take care of this, all the bullshit is shut down. Like, period. There's no nothing. There's no friend time. There's no man time. There's no none of that. You don't get that right now because your shit is not together. Get this together and then you go back into life.
That's
because
good
this
mentality.
is not okay.
So where were you financially when you made the decision as far as like your credit and stuff? And then walk me through some of the things that you did and things that you learned that changed things for your credit situation.
Perfect. So I go back to I still have my brick and mortar at the time. I'm going to go into this whole credit dive. So it's literally business and learning about credit. In the meantime, my salon starts to fall apart. So I need it more than ever because in my mind, I'm like, okay, it's time to go ahead and do a new salon. You have great customer clientele. The service-based part does well for you, so you can always bounce back. It's been the thing that pushes everything else. So let's scale it back and let's focus on getting a new location. I go deeper into this credit thing. I realize that my personal credit is attached to everything that I want to do. So business credit wasn't going to save me. It wasn't something that you could use in place of personal. So I still had to get my personal credit together. It was a 500 when I checked it, and I was just like, how? Like, I didn't understand what it was that was making it a 500. If I had negative accounts, like, I didn't understand it. So I dissected the credit report. I made sure that I got super deep into mentorship with credit. Like, I made sure that I went and got everybody's information everywhere. And I applied it and I worked it out for myself. And I literally wrote down every step. I recorded everything, every letter that I typed, everything that I did. And I don't know why, but I was journaling like my way through it. I wasn't even thinking I'm going to show it to the world or somebody or tell somebody. It was just kind of personal to me. Like, I want to keep up with exactly how I'm doing this. And long story short, I fixed my credit. I then go and do my first phase of funding for myself. I end up getting about $50,000 in funding on the first round. I'm with a client because I still have the salon. I'm with a client and we're talking and I'm like, hey, I got to go see this space. She's like, oh, that's nice. Are you thinking about getting a new salon? I say, yeah, we're going to go meet with them today at 3:00 and I'm supposed to give them the down payment because now I have funding. I got approved. I got the $50,000. So I'm going to use that to go ahead and open up my new salon. So I'm excited. I'm going to go see this spot. It's mixed use property. It's everything you could ever dream of.
You were going to like buy it?
Yeah.
Okay. So was this going to be your first property?
Yes. So this was about to be my first deal. It was going to be amazing. Mixed use, meaning he had like 3 apartments attached to it with 3 commercial spaces at the bottom. The apartments are there at the top, commercial spaces at the bottom. This is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Because my business is making money. So I just relocate mine there. I take one of the apartments upstairs and revamp it. This is going to be great. Not only that, he was doing seller financing, which you hadn't not heard of for a commercial in Los Angeles ever. He was actually like, no, I want it to be somebody in the community. I want to help. Like, this is my contribution. Like, he was dedicated to that. So he was like, I'm going to sell it to you directly. The down payment is this. You have to pay this much by this date. So he had it all squared away, which was great. I'm like, this is going to work out for me because I can make income from it. I could sell it later. I can do whatever I want to do. So I was excited about that. We go there and he was such a kind soul. Like, I really, really, really will always remember him. We go there, we walk through, and in the middle of it, I said, I am so sorry. This is just not what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I was confused because where did this come from? I went back to my salon. My other clients are happy. They're excited. They're like, we got a new shot, right? We got a new shot because everybody knew I had that meeting. And I come back and I'm like, y'all, I'm not doing this no more. And they were like, what? Everybody was confused. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm not doing this. Next day, I get a call. My client, she's like, hey, I know you mentioned you fixed your credit and you got funded. Can you do mine? I'm like, well, I don't really do it for people. I don't know if this works. Now, I did it for myself, but I don't really know if it's going to work for you. She's like, I don't care. I'm in a bind. Something happened. I just remember that you said that you fixed yours. She's like, I don't care what it costs. I don't care if you're not skilled. I'm okay with that. I want you to try. So I said, okay. I took it, tried it, fixed it.
Wow.
She then calls her guy. She's like, look, my hairstylist fixed this. Don't ask no questions. Because, when you hear hairstylist and credit and this and that, she's like, look, my hairstylist just call this number. Don't ask no questions. Cash App her the money. It was so wild. She's like, Cash App her the money. She's going to fix your credit. She's going to get you funded. He was like, what is funding? She said, shut up. Just do it. So he comes. I do his. And literally, he had the most crazy reaction. He was just like, I don't know what you did, but I'm calling my mama and I'm calling my sister and I'm going to see if I can get them over there. And and it became this whirlwind of a thing of the hair girl who fixes credit. People would come and look for me there.
The hair girl that fixes credit.
Hair girl that fixes
That's gonna
credit.
have to be the title of the
That
podcast.
was like the wildest, most ghetto. Like, it was a wild situation. And I will never forget one of my clients. This is what takes me out. One of my clients is a realtor. I'm doing her hair. She's like, I heard you've been fixing credit. Is that true? I said, yeah. She said, I got a client. Let me see what you can do with this. I did it. Not maybe 14, 15 days go by. I'm no lie. 14, 15 days go by. I called them back. I'm like, hey, you guys can run it now.
Wow.
They run it. They close. They do whatever they're doing. A guy calls me. Answer the phone. I'm like, hello? Guy's super deep voice. He's like, I'm looking for Brianna. I'm like, this is Brianna. He's like, I need to talk to you about some clients. I'm like, what about them? He's like, I have 20 clients and I want you to fix their credit. I hung up. Because ain't nobody got 20 clients for me to fix their credit. I don't want to talk. I don't want to hear this. I don't got time for games. I'm doing a weave, okay? This is not that. I hang up. The next day, he pops up at the salon. He's like, man, I've been calling your phone all day. He's like, I am a mortgage broker. He's like, I worked with the real estate agent. I saw what you did. I have 20 clients. He says, I'm paying for them. You give me the number so that I can get you your money.
Wow.
I'm thinking to myself, mind you, this is not a business for real. So I don't have a number. I just been kind of doing this for people. And here and there, you give me whatever. So he's like, you put a number on it and, I'm like, I'm about to say $1,000. Out of nowhere. I don't know where that number comes from. Yeah. I'm like, I'm going to say $1,000. He'll stop calling my phone. I told him, I'm like, $1,000 a file. He said, okay. He leaves. I'm at the salon doing a sew-in. We're just having a nice day. And I hear the Cash App notification. I screenshot it. I still have it. I hear the Cash App notification and I stop. Because only people that send me Cash Apps are people that are typically present in my space. She's not done. She's not sending me the Cash App. So I look over and I see $20,000.
Oh my God. $20,000 Cash App.
$20,000 I screenshotted it like 17 times because I'm like, I ain't never seen. I don't know what to do. Is Cash App gonna let me have it? How do I transfer it? Is he gonna ask for it back? Like, so many things are running through my head. I'm just like, I don't know why, but I keep screenshotting and screenshotting and screenshotting. So I'm sitting there for a second, and mind you, I was mid like doing the sew-in, like the hair is halfway sewed on, the braids is at the top. And I looked and I said, I am so sorry. You gonna have to find somebody else to do your hair. because I am in business. I got clients. I gotta go. Like, I have to get out of here. I have clients. I have 20. I have to come up with a name, a website, a booking, a this, a that. Like, everything was like, I have 20
You did not
clients.
kick your client out, though.
I sure did. I got 20 grand. Girl, you crazy? At one time? Because what was going through my mind was, if I do these 20 people right, he got 20 more.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want that other 20 grand.
Yeah.
I'm on the second one already. Like, ding, 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 ding. That cat changed my life.
Man, that's crazy.
Changed my life. This is a business. This is not a hustle. You cannot come up here and come to my shop and just get this anymore. This is a business. I got a business name. It's called Maximum Approval because I'm going to get you the max.
I love it.
So that's how that started. And that day I walked out.
How long ago was that?
That was 5 years ago.
Wow.
I walked out that day. I never went back to my
Well, you
salon.
just closed the store up?
I left everything.
What do you mean you just left?
I left everything. I didn't take a comb, a brush, a picture, memorabilia to remember, nothing.
Did you
I
have
left
other people
everything.
working there and stuff?
No, not at that time, because I was kind of phasing myself out, trying to figure out what I was going to do. Because, I was thinking funding goes in multiple rounds. So I had only done one round on myself. So I really was looking at it like, well, I could just do like 3 or 4 more rounds and do like $500,000 in funding and I'll be set. I'll figure out what to do. Like, I'll plan it out later. It was never business in my mind. I was never thinking, let me do this for other people ever. Other people were just like bombarding me with it to where I didn't have a choice. What started out as one person and then word of mouth, and then it gets to this mortgage broker. What's crazy is, as I would play with it, I would always make about an extra $5,000-$6,000 a month on top of whatever I was doing with credit repair. But I wasn't really counting it like that. Like, I was like getting it and like spending it immediately because it was extra money. It was like hobby money.
Yeah.
And then when he comes
Easy
with
come,
this,
easy go almost.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it was. Easy come, easy go. When he comes with this 20 at a time, that's when business, like, immediately. I was like, with sales, with marketing, with this, with advertising, I have experience. Wait a minute, I've scaled before. I can scale this. I can do this. I can teach this. I can do that. So many things just went light bulb, light bulb, light bulb, light bulb. And I was just like, yeah, I have to walk away and get out of here so that I can focus and do this again. If I can do it once, I can do it 100 times. Like, that's me, period. He gave me 20,000 one time. This next one needs to be 30. The next one needs to be 40. I need to get these files completed so that they can go on and talk amazing things about me, spread it around, because that was something that nobody wanted to just keep. It was so beneficial to everybody that was involved. The real estate agents were closing multi-million-dollar deals. So they had big stuff on the table to where they're paying for their clients to just go ahead and do it. They're not even saying nothing. They telling the clients, don't worry, we got it all under control. That is all they're saying. Oh, you got credit issue? Don't worry about that. We got it all under control. They'll call me, they pay the small fee, and they're done. And they close multi-million-dollar deals. Best people to work with, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like that's a great market for you. Now you're focusing on real estate agents, mortgage brokers. Like,
absolutely.
Forget
because
about
I was able to do that with no marketing.
Yeah.
No advertising, no money spent, no Instagram, no website, no booking link, no call number, and nothing. And I had made that. I was like, wait until I put my foot in this.
A little bit of marketing.
Wait until I slap this logo on this thing and I become professional. You wait. You just wait. And sure enough, it blew up. Like, the results that people were getting, people started to spread it even more. I started to do webinars. I started to do live trainings. I would teach people every single week. I have at least, maybe I did a webinar last night. It was 210 people on there, and held their attention for about 3 hours. I was like, y'all, I got to get off. I literally have to get off. So my live trainings go well. I now teach a lot of people. I have about 45 people under my belt recently, within
And
the last
they
3
are
months.
you teaching them what? Teaching them how to do what you do?
Absolutely. I teach them how to start their very own credit repair business.
Wow.
I do private one-on-one master classes with them. People are not doing that anywhere. If you know about anything in this particular industry with any type of coaching, it's group coaching. I myself, I pay for high ticket mentorships and they are never one-on-one. So mine's begin one-on-one because I teach you all of the dispute strategies to get the results that I get. So I've been able to get bankruptcies off within 16 days. I've gotten over $3.4 million deleted within the last 90 days, honestly. So my stats are crazy. I've taught so many different people and they're making money. I have 2 of my students that are actively scaling their businesses with me. I offer them different partnerships and things like that. So it's been an amazing ride. Like, this has been the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So nowadays you give webinars, you have a one-on-one coaching, you have probably some kind of group coaching too.
Yes, I do.
Tell me about your different programs. So are you still helping people with their credit, or are you mostly helping people start a business in credit repair?
So me personally, now I've been in this industry owning maximum approval for 5 years. So with owning that and having this whole thing grow so quickly, I've been able to staff it now, which has allowed me to go ahead and start teaching. So now that I have it fully staffed with people that can assist me and help me make it run very, very smooth and efficient, we get disputes out for our clients within 24 hours still. So if you signed up today for a credit expungement, your dispute is going out tomorrow. So we're really that quick. Now, as far as my classes, I do tell potential students that want to get in with me, it is one-on-one. So I don't have a huge bunch of like spaces for that. However, I take advantage of meeting people one-on-one and really showing you, like, because to dispute the way that I dispute is not for the weak. So even when I show you, I offer you support after. A lot of people in this industry are not getting these type of results, so they're not honest about how brutal it is to get a whole dispute together. Now, do I teach them one-on-one? Absolutely. I show them every single step that they're supposed to do. At the end of it, they all say, "This is a lot of work." That is literally what they say. And I always say, look, if you feel it's a lot of work, guess what? The mentorship is going to support you, because what we also offer is white label credit repair. You are able to simply put your clients in and we do the whole dispute for you. We send you the digital dispute within 24 hours. All you have to do is print, mail, and do your own customer service.
Yeah.
Because this is not for the weak. This is like an elite strategy. So if you want to like learn, most of the time I always tell my students, it is very important for you to know what's going on in your business. So do you need to know how to dispute? Absolutely. But you can take advantage of white label credit repair and just have that part done. Because if you can guarantee clients results, that is all they need. That is all they want to see in this particular industry, because it's not likely. They're going to other places, not getting results. They're signing up. They're waiting forever. Nothing's moving. So when they come to this kind of situation, the dispute is out within 24 hours. We have a secure client portal. They're able to log in, check and see exactly where they are. They get progress reports. They can see every single thing that was deleted per bureau. They can see exactly where they stand. They know when they complete. And we have people that actually graduate out of the program.
Wow.
When they graduate, they go straight into funding. I fund them personally. So I have, oh my God, a ridiculous client list. It is insane.
What do you mean by that? You fund them personally and then you have a client list. Tell me about that.
So my client list is at 6,000 people.
Wow.
As of yesterday.
That's people whose credit you have helped to fix.
Absolutely. So I fix their credit and then they go into funding. But again, funding is multiple rounds. So you're supposed to do funding every 6 months. If you're an entrepreneur, business owner, you call yourself really out here with it, like, you need to do funding every 6 months because you are going to need that money to keep scaling and to keep growing. So with most of my entrepreneur clients, that is the case. I just funded someone $650,000 yesterday. She needed that money to scale her business. This is someone that has had a trucking business for about 6 years. And, at year 6, she needs different kind of money. She has to add 3 trucks. She has to add employees. She has to add, you need money to make money. So with funding, the juicy part about funding is that I get 10% of the funding fee.
Okay.
So that is awesome. And that is why my students who build out their own credit repair business, they like to go into my funding class next because ching, ching, ching. They finish their clients with credit repair and they're like, hey, they want funding. I'm like, take it now. Do the class now because that is your big high ticket.
Wow.
And it's all debating on the client and what they want and their needs. We have clients that get funded $20,000. We have clients that get funded crazy numbers, really, really big. I had one client on one of my live trainings. She's been funded so far $734,000 total. So she's done about 4 or 5 rounds, and she laughs. She always says, "Look, every time I jump on your trainings, my family calls and asks me for money." So she's like, we're going to have to do something different here, but I like to get them on so that people can see real people actually go through the same thing. You're talking about people who started with negative items on their credit report. They had repossessions, they had collections, they had charge-offs, they had issues that they had to work through, get those things off. We build out the credit report and we get it funded, literally.
So on a 700K, the payment on that gotta be crazy, right? Like you gotta, what's is it, like 10 years, 5 years, 30 years?
Not necessarily crazy, right? So you do get loan term options. So if you want to go with a loan term that is going to be 60 months, if you want something longer than that, you can. Now, the way business credit works is it operates off of the business and the expenses. So when you say the payment may be crazy, that is relative. If you're somebody like a Grant Cardone, then he could care less about a $40,000 payment per month. You get what I'm saying? Because of the amount of business that he's doing and what the business needs.
Gotcha.
So I always like to remind all of us, even where we are now, some of us are grassroots. Guess what? You're going to grow. So don't be afraid of the numbers because the numbers reflect what the business is doing. So if the business is, let's say, not doing numbers to where it can support a payment of a $700,000 loan, then okay, we're going to get you a loan that the business can support. The business can only pay $1,500 a month for a loan, then great. You're going to get $40,000-$50,000 loan that you can use immediately. On top of that, you're going to get some high limit credit cards. You're going to get a few lines of credit. And with the lines of credit, they act as cash. So that's super awesome.
So how is it possible for you to fix something? Like if somebody is whatever late or they, what are some of the common issues you can fix?
So one of the most common issues that I see all the time is collections, charge-offs, late payments, like you mentioned. Now, here's the thing about late payments. Here is what I always suggest to my clients. Because of my form of disputing, I do the most aggressive disputing possible. There's going to be 2 things that could only take place. One being the account is going to be deleted. You're not going to have to owe anything on the account. It's going to be like it never happened. It never existed. Or they are simply going to be updated to paid as if it never existed. You never were late. Now, that is solely at the lender's discretion. However, what I can guarantee is one or the other is going to happen.
You can guarantee that?
Absolutely.
Wow. How's that
Absolutely.
possible? I mean, you don't have to tell us your methods, but
Absolutely.
is it what is the ideology that allows that to be possible?
So the ideology behind it is not necessarily, when you say ideology, it's like, it's an idea. It's not, we're around it. What I'm doing is applying credit law. You have absolutely no choice.
Wow.
And I do not work on, meaning I'll attempt something 2 or 3 times and that's it. No, I guarantee my clients that if absolutely nothing comes off your credit report, you get your money back.
Wow.
I've never had to do that.
Wow.
5 years in.
That's incredible.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay. So, That was an amazing journey. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I want to talk about what's next for you and how people can kind of get involved. So
Okay.
just to recap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kick you out of the dorm rooms, right? We're doing hairs. You got lines down down the dorm hallway.
Yeah.
Uh, you opened up your own business.
Mm-hmm.
You almost lost $45,000 and got hauled off to almost got hauled off to jail
Yep.
in the bank, right? The bank lost 45,000.
Yep.
You realize how important it is to get funded because you don't want to have to play with your only money. Yeah.
Absolutely.
From there, you decided to go all in and learn about credit, and you paid crazy money to mentors, and you understood what this whole credit thing is and how to get funded. You got funded, and then as you're still running your business, people start asking you, right? They create the hair lady that fixes credit,
Yes.
right? And then from there, you get a $20,000 wire from someone that has 20 clients that needs this service. You get so good at it that you're able to be able to guarantee results for people.
Absolutely.
That either they're going to mark it as paid or it's going to fall off here.
Absolutely.
All the way. And now what you do is you have other people like, hey, I want to do what you do. And so now you teach them how to do it.
Yes.
And more than that, they can even use your services.
Yes. Not just my services. They use me and my team.
Yeah,
my entire back end.
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
So all they got to do is go find a client, find someone that needs this, and they say, hey, here's this guy. And then, you guys can have an agreement together, and they take care of all that.
Yep.
And then once somebody fixes their credit, then they need some money. You get them funded.
Yep.
And then you take a little cut off of that too.
Yes.
Okay. So people are watching this. They're going to be like, I need in.
Absolutely.
So how do they get in? How do they talk to you? How do we get things rolling?
So what I would recommend is you go to MaximumApproval.com. You can also connect with me on Instagram. It's X__Brianna. Don't fight me. Yeah, that's not available. I tried. So yeah, get the little X__Brianna in there.
Yeah, we'll put it in the
description. Yes, I am on Instagram. You can come check me out. I have live trainings every Tuesday. They're every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So go to MaximumApproval.com and you can sign up to come catch a live training.
That's awesome.
And literally learn like real strategies. I've helped people for free. There's people that come onto my live trainings. There's one girl, she comes every single time. She's been coming every single time since November, and she always says, hey, I deleted 17 items off my credit report and I didn't even join the program. I just come to the classes. She says that all the time. I'm like, girl, but I love her. She's amazing. She shows up, she shows out, she takes notes, and she's honestly been able to get stuff deleted without even paying. So definitely come check those out.
Awesome. Well, if you can leave one other message to the people that are watching, what would you like to tell people?
I would like to tell people, do not worry about how you start. Like, how you start is not how you finish. You can change your situation. Sometimes you feel like things is at the end of the road. No, you can have a fresh start. All you have to do is simply just decide that you're going to start over. Connect with somebody like myself, and I will help you do that. Like, genuinely, you can start over from anything.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Brianna, for joining us. This has been a really awesome episode. I love the story, taking us from beginning to end. Should tap in with Brianna. We're going to put everything down here, and Instagram, YouTube, following all that shit. Like, flow some power, right?
Yes.
Anyways, thank you guys. Subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.